Okay, hey, welcome to Track Feedback on Wednesday. I hope this goes through. Last time it glitched on the startup. So I'm going to give it a second for the start and make sure we are going through on Wednesday, February 16th. The Track Feedback on Wednesday. I hope this goes through. Last time it glitched. That means it is working, and I have another window open. Make sure we are going through on. There's a third one. Good news, it's working. All right. What's up, everybody? So I got some background music playing from Paul Robinson. We're going to give your track a full attention in a second. The first thing I want to do today is just run through how to set up a Discord thread, because I saw a bunch of threads that had, they were not set up perfectly for you to get good feedback. And this is really important so that people can find your track and hear it and give you feedback. So let's say you want to drop a link. Let's just go for the DMB tracks, for example, because there's nothing else in there right now. What I do is first click on the feedback channel. Here's the Mixotexture Discord server. If you happen to see something with all your messages, then what you got to do is click on the M on the sidebar. To find the messages, you click the top left thing to get to your private messages. It's called Discord Home. To get to the feedback channels, click the M for Mixotexture. That'll open up all these sections with news, music production, all the stuff we chat about. You scroll down past the groups into feedback. Let's say I want to do a drum and bass link. So I select that channel. I go in here and just drop a link first in the main space and say, hey, new track, beep, whatever. And you post it, and then right away, I'm using a link from Matt Schultz, just for example. Right away, you go up here to the top, put your mouse on that little thing and say create thread. And it's gonna give you this window on the side. And I'll put in my producer name, and track title. I'm gonna put delete on here. Then, this is the important part that not everybody's doing. Go right here and say archive after 1 week, which makes sure it's gonna stay there for a whole week so you can see, so people can see it and give you feedback on it. And then to make sure it pops up in the feed for everybody, create thread. There it is, I can see that, but what you wanna do is go at Track Feedback Crew. You select the pink one. Hey, everybody. When you do that, everybody else in the Track Feedback Crew is going to get this message. It's going to pop up in their Discord view. So they're going to see your new thread and it's going to be visible. That's what you do to get feedback instead of having it all jammed up in. You don't want to post a link after your other track, because then it's like when people give you comments, we don't know if we're commenting on the first track or the second track, and it suddenly becomes more confusing than you think. So start a new thread for every new track. That's the idea. One track, new thread, all the comments are going to stay organized. You got a week to do it. And I'm going to delete that thread because that was an example. Delete, bye. And I want to say special thanks to Shepherd's for putting up a video in the Discord guides. There's a channel at the very top for Discord guides about creating a thread, what to do, and I want to just support that. So that's what you do. 2 minutes late, y'all. Oh no, Min, your project crashed. Dang, it was too epic. It crashed like an Elon spaceship. Oh my gosh. Let's keep it apolitical here. So I think I got all the tracks in, and we got a bunch of tracks in. So what I'm gonna do right now is narrate my mouse clicks. First, we quit Discord so it doesn't get all glitchy. And now we are seeing, okay. There's my little broadcast feed. Everything cool. Bing, 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 bing. That's Paul Robinson. Oh, Mr. Melvis has a mastered version. We're going to start with Paul because he has to leave. So, welcome to Track Feedback. Now we're going to have a little moment to neutralize your ears. Go back, restart this track. I'm going to turn up my broadcast level. And just so everybody knows what's going on, I actually brought a different mug today. The life of the party coffee mug. That's right, y'all. I do wash my dishes. I don't drink out of the same coffee mug every single day. Steve, shut up. Okay. Yeah, Paul, this track is cool. Turn my headphones up. I'm gonna bring the broadcast level up a little bit. That bass is so gummy. And that backwards beat coming in right there. Subtle variation. Sounds good. Perfect. Signaled it right there. And the lead comes in right there. Love it. That little squeaky thing could be a little bit louder. High frequency one. It was good, but make it a little louder. Right here. Look at that low end. There's that clap. And you know what I like about that section is there's a low bass and a super high melody going in parallel. Little disco clap clap. Yeah, it's doing everything a track needs to do. I like how the hi-hats dropped out right there. I don't know if I would put those two kick drum bumps that came in the middle right there. That was a little bit disjointed. Because it's the first kick drum we heard and it doesn't start right away. That might be a place to do like what Scott Burke did, Canada did, in the Love and Rockets mix, where in the breakdown you have a dive bomb that goes boom, or some bass event that's like an impact sound, not the same as the kick drum sound. Because I sort of was like, oh, how come the kick drum didn't keep going? You know what I mean? Like those. Now we got the hi-hats coming and we're doing a little build up. This could use a little bit of a riser. And then drop the kick back in. So that breakdown could use a little tweak, or maybe a reverse crash or some simple riser to get us back into the beat after the breakdown. Oh, that's a good kick. Fifth clit, I agree, could use some compression. It's a bit bouncy. I was feeling like the low end could come up a little bit louder relative to the synth group, but I guess mid-range compression and a little low end EQ would do that. Same thing. Overall, the track totally has flow. I'm liking it. This feels like an interlude section. That pad synth. Is that the new pad you were talking about? Maybe a drum break right before here to get out of that pad synth back into part, like the A section. You could dig it. This little thing, you know? Yeah, Mr. Melvis, a little bit extra more on the kick, like boom, boom. I'm gonna do that for fun with just a little EQ shelf right here. The effects are cool. It sounds like a little hi-hat flanger or something happening. But the main thing is that it's all about the bass line and that beat, and it just keeps you in there. So this one's about 95% done. Let's see how do we get out of it. Kick drum is smacking, by the way. like that. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, that's great. It actually ends with an ending. It doesn't just stop and drop off to nothingness. That's cool. Good flow. So comments are either in this breakdown part, possibly remove those two little kick drums that are all by themselves, or replace that with a sound that's like a deep bass dive impact that isn't the same. The important thing is don't have it be the same kick drum that we heard already, because it's kind of like a fake start, but it's not a fake drop. You know what I mean? And then the transitions could use a little bit more ear candy with either a riser or a drum break at this about the 250 spot and 330. And I like that thing you did with the pad as kind of an interlude, like a separate, like a B section or something. So those are a couple small changes you could do to get it done. And, you know, then we could talk about compression and low end EQ and stuff like that as sort of the mastering phase. So good one. Good job getting those updates done right away. I love it when people do updates like a couple times a week, because I know you're home hanging out like a stoner rock metal musician. All right, awkward vocal transition, but here we go. Mr. Melvis with Mindbender Master, right? This is me bringing down my broadcast level. Those strings. Let me bring this up. We can hear the melodic voicing of the bass line. Still hear the acoustic with a wide side like level, kind of behind the electric lead. Nice placement. Here we go. Double time on the hi-hat. That was a good change. Back into the A section. Super cool. So it's all working right now. Man, yeah, I get you. There's it's like a bass line driven kind of a mix, not a kick drum driven mix. And that's hard with rock music, you know, to decide how big is the kick drum really going to be coming through, but it could be a little bigger, I guess. Because when you're at the show, you always hear the drums as an acoustic sound coming off the stage raw, and then you also hear the drums in the PA. So drums are really louder live than in a lot of recordings. For me, this one is like the instruments are the heart of it, where you've got the bass line, the acoustic, the strings, and the lead guitar, and the piano. So it's a very like mid-range message coming through the music. And the low end is like not the primary thing for this kind of audience, maybe. And that ending. And that was a fast fade out. So I could hear you on those comments that the drums definitely could be louder, the kick drum could be louder, the snare louder. And personally, the tail on that fade out after that big clong, I would fade the tail longer myself. So if you guys are up for another revision on this, maybe it would be a question of bringing the instrument group down a little bit, bringing the drums up a little bit, possibly. But again, that's totally dependent on who's your audience, where are they listening, what sound system are they listening on, what else are they listening to compared to this, and how does this fit with the other tracks that you'd be putting together. So that sounds great to me, and doesn't sound wrong, but I can see there's areas of debate. Oh, Nick, you can't hear me talk over the music. Well, what the shit? Well, turn it up, man. Thank you. Okay, there's me a little bit louder to make sure you get what I'm saying. And good job with all the work on the updates. I especially appreciate the hi-hat changing and the flow of the track, the way you updated that. So Ben Hunt, Boko version 3. Yeah, we didn't get to this last time, so let's see what we got. EQ flat. This is a spacey intro. I like it. Oh, I like how that clap is a short duration. It's like quick production tip. I hate talking over tracks, but if you ever have a snare that you don't really like or a clap that you don't like and you don't know why, try just cutting it shorter as a shorter duration, and it feels like snappier. Man, I see that. Okay. Nice fade down with the claps. Ticka, 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 ticka. I do remember this, that big flanger thing in the breakdown. Totally working. Let's do a quick mono test. And stereo. The effects definitely make it nicer in the stereo field, but it works in mono. Was there a low wub bass going on down here? Right here? I can hear that you cut one layer of the kick, but there is still a sub bass layer going on. I don't know if you need that sub kick drum layer in that little break, but it doesn't really, it's not a problem. This kind of fits with the Paul Robinson track. It's like a groover with a little synth thing happening. Good transition with that squeaky high-end thing. What was that? Sounds like you turned up the resonance on that filter just to make a little transition sound. That's cool. Dude, Ben, you're getting good with the transitions. There's always little stuff changing. It's different every time. I like that mid-range stuff. There we go. That's the drum break. New synth element coming in after the big build-up. Good structure. That might be a little bit loud, or maybe the attack is louder than the sustain on that sound. It's like, do you guys think that new sound was a little bit too loud, or was that good? I would go into that sound. It feels like it's a layer of a piano plus a synth. If I could take that sound in 2 layers and put the piano part of it down quieter, so the attack is quieter and the washy synth part is louder, I think it would work for me. This is great right here. Oh, that vocal sounds like a synth. That's cool. This part is my favorite. Yes, right here. Bassline, drums, one synth lead. It feels like it just opened out and there's like this space, like coming in for a landing kind of a feel. Like, okay, good. Piano. I see your comment. Piano levels. If you could take that new synth thing and have the piano level a little bit lower and like the sound wash around it, kind of smooth and not as much of like an attack on the notes, I think it would be good. I like that ending. Let's just check how that sound arrives. So here's our sound stage before that comes in, right? There's like a filter bleeding that's holding the high frequencies. And then we come in here. Yeah, the piano is noticeably louder than the harp lead thing here. So that's a mix tweak that should be pretty easy to grab. Paul Robinson, you're late. We did your track already, man. I did it first because I thought you were going to be late. All right, cool. Ben, that sounded really good. I especially like the little changes in the transitions that you're doing, and specifically how the transition sound continues across to the next section with a delay or a washout, or like right here. Like that delay, echo, volume fade, filter fade, all those things combined together make a great transition. So anybody watching, if you want a hot tip, when you have a transition, something before the song section, like a reverse crash that goes or a white noise riser, is important to get attention, but then continuing across like a little bridge where there's like the sweep down or a delay happening or like a little repetition to make like the glue that gets you between the two song sections. Paul, geez, sorry you missed your review, but we liked it. It sounded really good, and I gave you a couple of specific notes in the feedback. Now, before I forget, let me open link in new tab and I always got to move my little output meter. I'm doing this in between tracks so I don't glitch anybody's track. And now, this is 6 minutes. This is the track we heard from Saturday, and everybody was like, dude, we need more. Matt Schultz, is Matt here? This track I pulled up that we talked about last week, and I wasn't sure if Mix 3 was the newest one. And Alex B, we wanted to do learning curve on yours. I'm going to do yours right now because you were first in the chat. I don't make a big deal of who comes first or whatever, but let's try and... Main thing is to play the tracks from people who are here, all right? So we got some Shep on the scene, and that's the one we're not going to do, I think. And we got Maxime. I'm excited to hear this one, too. Put a little ship in your scene. Okay, and learning curve. So this is a brand new one from Alex B. Let's see, we got EQ flat, stereo check, rocket boosters. Starting off kind of clicky, I like that. Oh, right. Matt made a comment he's going to be away for the week. Bye. I like the glide on that bass sound. It's like a little portamento action. Okay, so yeah, kick drum needs to come up. Here in a sub bass layer, pad synth, lead synth, like a bass line, full rhythm, ride coming in. All right. I like that filter opening up. One. It's like oh, Gabriel's here. Good, I got your track. Perfect. That's that bleeble sound that I like so much. That's me on the EQ. Yeah, the bass drone note is a little louder than the bump of the kick. Caesar's here, awesome. Yeah, I like this middle bass. It's like maybe tweak the filter some more on that to like open it up and swell it, you know? Damn, we're at 3 minutes already. I feel like it's like 10 seconds went by. It draws you in. Okay, that was cool. How did that? Something just got louder for the transition, right? That was cool. Open that filter up and drop it right back in deep. Cool, man. I got the sketch. It's got all the elements. Yep. High pass, filter, snappy hi-hats. I thought it was compression too. That's what I heard. Like when the kick drum is gone, right? It feels like the release time on the compressor lets go and the synth comes up, right? Right here. Cool, you heard that. Okay, let's skip out a bit. Those sound effects are cool. Pad synth is great for the atmosphere kind of around the beat. Great, that's a great sketch. So kick drum a little bit up, bass sub drone thing a little bit down. You got some good comments in there, and I like when the filter is moving a little bit. So maybe take the middle bass line that's like the bubbling thing and just get the filter opening up and closing down and doing that with a little more detail so we get something that's like changing a bunch. You know what to do. All right, let's keep moving on. We're jamming through the tracks today. That's Learning Curve. Okay, Replicant, mixed pre-master from In the Universe. We heard this one last week with this epic, super like big audience intro. And let's see what happens after that. Okay, pre-master, so let me jack this up. That's the ear candy, like that whoosh. I feel like this is what Gandalf listens to when he's getting dressed in the morning, like putting on his robe. Sorry, I'm not making fun of your track. It really does have like a feel to it. Timing too. There's all these little hints that tell you like good stuff is coming and you kind of like moving towards it. Yeah, the level is definitely low on this one. The theme that just came in. That pluck synth is really nice. It's nice and loud. Shepherds, here comes some bottom for you. It's like +4 maybe. And back to flat. That pluck is growing. Yeah, take the theme up an octave. Lots of detail went into this one. It's pretty impressive. Was there a little drum fill right there? Hang on. That could be louder. I heard like a tom fill, like dooga dooga tick. Dooga dooga tink. That was almost like a prog rock, like Rush, you know, like a Neil Peart drum fill. That could be louder. Suspended fourth, it sounded so good. That drum fill, that sounded good right there. Here we go, here's the rush. Nice, yes, yeah. coming with the hi-hat right there, so we don't have to wait for like too much emptiness. Digging it. Maybe a tiny bit too much reverb on that synth. Oh, going up again. Nice riser. All right. $437, I would bring in a clap after this build-up, and that drum fill. Now it's time for like, just take that energy and keep going up with it. Yeah, you could back that reverb down, not a crisis. DJ Waters. I don't know. I think it needs a little snare or a clap at the what did I say, 437? Because now it feels like it's in a little bit of a down moment, but it didn't quite pick up after that second riser. There was like a great drop of the hi-hat, a riser here. That section, really like a backbeat clap or snare, I think could pick it up. Not like a hard loud one, but something in there to like get that click thing happening, you know? Nice ear candy on that one. Nice. I like that little syncopated kind of things, like down. Good comment about the mid-range. This guy, wow. It's like my little pal in the track. And that bass is nice too. It's like boom, boom, boom. Okay, so this place, the most critical thing for me is right here. That's gonna keep the energy up. A short clap or snap or something or snare. And then even adding another hi-hat layer, coming up like 52 maybe, the open hi-hat. Just two more percussion elements to stack in on 8-bar intervals would keep it going up like that. And then actually, I think the next empty section kind of came too soon. Right here. The energy came down a little bit, but if you have a clap and an open hi-hat or even another like closed hi-hat tick and a stereo field, keep chugging along. This will feel like an extension of the big drop still and not like a build down towards an ending. Two months. All right. Cool. So let me fade that down. I had my levels jacked. I guess there's 3 comments here. So number 1, the drum breaks at those transitions, get those nice and snapping loud. And if you're having a problem with that, take a little bit of the low end out of the drums. They don't have to be big down at even 500 or anything. They can be really cracking at like 2K or 1,000, and people are going to feel the drum fill without, it doesn't have to be like a kick drum fill. It can be like a real kind of, that's where you want to have a boxy mid-range kind of drums to poke through on top of the transition when everything else has happened. So drum breaks louder, reverb down on the big drop where that synth stab came through and it just felt a little too reverby, and then mainly adding in, let's say, a snare drum function, open hi-hat, and work with that section right there to keep the energy going on. And I think the outro, nope, don't stop like that. Drop the beat, keep the synth just going for like another minute. You could easily get across. This should be like 7 minutes, 7:20, whatever. Nice, long, spacey outro. I think you probably have that in the works. So, Min, awesome. Good job bringing that back so fast, too, and powering through the update or the crash or whatever happened. That sucks. So, Shepherd's, what is that waveform? How do you explain that waveform? Let's see, EQ flat. I'm not sure how loud this is going to come out, so let's see. There we go. For some crunchy nuggets. Refresh the site. Refresh the SoundCloud. Is it going to be V2? Was it going to be? Oh. Is that different? Shepherds, you broke SoundCloud. Yeah. Oh my god, I love that. That little transition. Cut the lows out and have you hear the fuzzy part. Yes, man. Feels nice and clean. I mean, besides dirty sounds, like the low end kick and then the mids and everything feel like they're in their own space. Paradiddles, right? In a festival getting thirsty. That sound came up overhead from behind and like took over. Yeah. moments in the track. Okay, 3.5K, 7,000, down a little bit. I'm gonna tweak 3K right here, for example. There's cut. Flat. Boost. Cut. So there's a little cut at 3K right now. I like the micro rhythms that keep popping in and out. Has a little bit of a click on the front of it. Watch the sub on that part. It feels like there's some rumble in this gap here. Yeah. I agree, Alex. This is like a top level energy kind of track. Caesar, noises well defined. Yeah, like the noises like take turns. You know, stuff is like coming and going in the track. Bring it back in, becomes like a pattern and sounds good. Sheppers. Whew. Okay, so a little bit of mid-range notes. The way that synth grew right in here, that was almost like one of those dark drum and bass tracks where it has like this really long dark buzz synth kind of breakdown. And it kept going for a long time. Like grinding it out. Shepard is good shit. So I want to stop here, and before we go into Mark Troy house music, right here. Oh. Okay, so in Discord we have a channel for racks, presets, and effects where people are uploading sounds or tools like instruments. And Ben Hunt and Shepard has put in some really cool stuff. Ben put in a bunch of sound effects from last time, and Shepard has put in a synth stack with a random button where you can just hit random and get all these different sounds, and then a kick drum rack with some crazy plugins and really funny names on the plugin chains. So I'm going to show those on Friday in the production tips workshop and just show like what the sounds are, where you get them, and some things of what you can do to them, or do with them, not do to them. And for a quick demo, I made a track last night that I made this just like as a sound design exercise to put some sounds together and see what it came up with. So you're going to hear a kick drum from the Shepherd's rack, a bunch of sounds I generated with the random button that I literally just hit random and resampled, and it sounds like this. And then some of Ben Hunt's effects that I reversed or layered or slowed down or whatever. It feels really slow to me right now, so I want to do something different with it. And you can find these in the Rax Effects Presets channel in Discord right now. They're for Live 11. Well, Ben's stuff is just audio, but Shepard's stuff is for Live 11. The part I like about this track is the low end is going like... I like the kick drum in that part. The thing that was doing the melody, I didn't like. So right here. And there's like a slow moving bandpass filter on there. There's a Ben Hunt sound that I looped. Let's see what else we got. That's those effect sounds again. And I did this as a live mix from Session View. Oh, Shepherds, you didn't hear it yet. That's your kick drum, man. So this is like a mouse click Session View mix of just like firing off stuff and muting stuff. It does feel slow, right? Yeah. And some little buzzy stuff. So I'm going to play with that a little bit more and bring it back on Friday for our production tools workshop. There's a UFO. If Shepherds made a chill track. Yeah, I should boost that up and a little faster and see what happens with it. So Shepherds, thanks for that. And everybody else, I would love it if you upload your Ableton instruments, drum racks, sounds, anything you're making that's a creative sound design thing that you think other people might want to play with. Put it in the Effects, Presets, and Racks channel so we can grab stuff and have, I mean, this can turn into collaborations or just little like fun ideas. And like I said, I probably said this the last couple of weeks. Oh, thanks, Ben. A lot of times, new sounds are what makes me get up off the couch and open Ableton. Because I always have my own projects and my own stuff, and I'm used to it. And it's like, it's not like it's work, but I feel like, oh, maybe I'll just take a break right now. But then if I look on Discord on my phone and I'm like, oh shit, there's a new sound. I'm kind of curious what it sounds like, or I even preview it. A lot of times that sparks me to get up, throw that sound into a new track and finish a track, or possibly open up the new sound, just see what it does and have a little moment of like a blank page to take a new sound and explore it and challenge my boundaries, stop sitting in my own habits and do something totally different. Or it kind of forces you to work in a different way when you see somebody else's effects and macro mappings and everything, which I think is really, really good for everybody as a producer, is to learn new production techniques, expand past your normal habits and routines, because then you get a different sound that can be more inspiring and more fun instead of just doing the same thing every time. Tom Waits said that our hands on piano, like, Tom Waits, he said the importance of learning a different instrument is that your fingers are like dogs. They always go running to the same place. So on piano, you're going to play the same stuff. But if you learn like even like a little whistle, it's more like getting your imagination active again instead of just doing the same routine of like, oh, I'll put an LFO on my filter, whatever. So thank you for the comments about the sounds. Yep. It's not as distorted as Shepard's. I know it's hard to come close to the Shepherd sound. That's exactly why I buy tons of presets. All right, cool. So EQ flat. I'm not sure how loud this is going to come out, so let's see what we got. All right, here. Coming at you. That kick drum is tight. Yeah, presets are a great starting point. They're not an ending point. Those vocals are super good. Really comes in full. I mean, it was sounding good before, but now after that, it's like, whoa, there's like more around it. one you could just sit back and just be like, yes, man. That organ. And I especially like that little hit totally keeps it moving. It's almost like you could see the spotlight and the rest of the stage goes darker. It's like the solo. Totally. Oh, horn stabs on the snare. Thank you. That's what I was trying to express. It's really good. Feel how that bass line is on the upbeat? Yeah, that organ is so good. I don't have any recommendations. This is just like totally smooth. Those horns, man. Really good use of delay. All right, Paul, thanks for coming. See you later. Watch the replay. You're first. I like how the instruments keep like trading places and there's just one in focus at a time and the rest are like short and around it. This is feeling done to me. I guess a little mastering visit and give us the link to buy it. Maybe that muted trumpet could be a little quieter because it is pretty bright, but I don't care. The piano is nice and subdued. The trumpet's like really out front. I guess the trumpet's louder than the flugelhorn, if I'm getting that right. It's maybe the only thing that you could balance, but who cares? It all sounds good. The strings creeping up in the background. Yeah, man, really nice. nice job with this one. And that ending signal into the mix out. Clap, clap, clap. What is that voice saying? And the ending. Seriously, maybe the trumpet is a little too loud. That's the only thing I could possibly think of to add. Great track, man. Get that mastered and tell us where we can buy it. Okay, Caesar's up. Perceptor arm coming from the tech world. So EQ flat, stereo. All right. And back to wearing black clothes. People, the last one I felt like was like super like disco ball. Now it's like. That's cool sound. It's like sparkly, like metallic kind of. Some of those snares feel like they're not quantized, and the hi-hats, there's one that's a little bit late. Right there. I would get those on the same. That's a cool synth. Yeah, the snare drum, it's noticeable. Oh, this is cool, that swing. Almost like a two-step kind of garage beat. I like the groove a lot. Tighten up those beats for the groove to be like. I like where this is going. And that one bass synth, that's a little bit too loud. Nice stereo width, but a little too big. Yeah, that one. That's a little too loud. Oh, rough arrangement, rough mix. All right, good. Yeah, you got some good ideas in there and some good sounds, especially that swung hi-hat. That's super cool. And then right here, I'd cut the beat, but you know, your arrangement people. Oh, the snare drum build is coming. There we go, drop it in. And the hi-hat's a little louder. So what if we did this? The EQ on the top. That fuzzy part of the bass is good. But down there around 500 or something, it's a little too much. So here's a little more kick drum. A little less of that bass fluid. That new sound is cool. Kind of sparkly sound. You got good sound design. It's good sounds in here. Yeah, this is going to be a groovy track. Oh, sure. Good stereo motion going on. That open sound, that maybe doesn't need to be in the whole time, because that's been in since the beginning. It might be cool to like cut that sound out. Oh, you just cut it out. Perfect. I felt that one coming. I like how it's kind of dreamy. It's like the top, like mids and highs, are like a really dreamy synth world, and the bottom had that good hard swing. Yeah, this is gonna be cool. Super dreamy at the end. No, Caesar, it is totally, it has this ambient feel with the synths on top, but like here, when these hi-hats are in, if you get that snare tightened up and the open hi-hat tightened up and the beat's a little louder and that one loud bass growl lower, all of a sudden it's gonna snap in and be like a really jamming beat. So you got a couple of sequencing things to do to tighten up the beat, some mix notes, and that's enough to bring it back and we'll feel how it feels. So let me get the EQ back flat. There we go. Cool, bring that back on Saturday if you can get another mix done. That has potential. About Love version 3. Oh, this is Gabriel coming with a trance track, I think. Let's see. Okay, this is me turning it up. I'm not sure how loud it's going to drop. Got me with the rhythm already. Oh my god, coming in. Let me push this up now. Right off, I think the piano could come down a little bit relative to the whole bass groove and kick. It's nice that it's out front, you can really feel it, but just maybe like from where I put the volume at hearing the first piano and where the beat dropped, it felt like the beat dropped quiet, which means the piano should be a little lower. So when people press play, they turn the track up louder, and then the beat's gonna hit louder. Where's Jesper? I'm giving this some more low end right here. All that slurpy mid-range high-end stuff is awesome. We need the kick to be just freaking through. Did that just speed up? Did the BPM just change? Wait. God, it almost felt like it sped up. Like the hi-hat's coming in a little. Good contrast with that chill out piano and this hyper glitch. Oh my god, it's like house chords with the slide treads. It's like Mark Troy hanging out with R2D2 eating LSD. Yeah, that piano shit is great. Yeah. Right, coming in on the triplet breakdown. Yes. That's almost like some weird language or something. That's so cool. Grown out of minimal. Boom is project that Fitbit did. Grown out of minimal. You can find it in Discord.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
There's a nice tight reverb on the space too. Yeah, man. Let me play with a little bit of hi-hat. A little bit of crispy on the high end. It's like having a freaking Debussy playing piano on your trance. Did that speed up right there? I felt like that was a BPM boost. Crisp. Got the rhythm nailed in, man. The sub rhythm in the kick is really tight. Who's got the speakers on? How does this sound in the system? Yeah. Dig it. No speed up. How are you doing that? Very organic right here too. I like that feel. Like the rain stick shaker kind of thing. Is 170? Oh, good. Sounds fantastic. That's really cool to mirror the piano line with the synth lines. So what are you using for your glitch synth breaks? All these little like like those? Where are those coming from? wish. It's freaking cool. Oliver's right. Oh my god, he's dropping chords. It's so refreshing to hear this kind of piano work inside a Psytrance track. By the way, does anybody know what's up with the Ectoplasm site? You know Ectoplasm, it was like a huge Psytrance portal for years, and now it's kind of been dark for a couple of years. Anybody knows? Or not dark, but it hasn't been updated since like 2018 or something. That's called taking the melody into the bass. This is sick, man. Did you say Tchaikovsky, like Tchaikovsky in Psytrance? Did you just make that up, or is that a producer? Tchaikovsky? Oh, put some glitches on this part. This shit is crazy. Okay, that ending did drop off a cliff. When we get into right here, it's so nice. The piano's doing this theme. Now the sub bass comes in to take that piano part. Seriously, this part is so cool. It would really, really benefit some little like, and that hi-hat's like, okay, we're not stopping, we're gonna keep going. Now we totally need a little like glitch travelers. Some of this stuff. Just that shit over here, not shit stuff. And the first time I heard this, right here I made a comment that it's like, it feels like it's grammar or some weird language. And then there's a sample of a guy who comes in.
You know what I'm saying?
That's hilarious. So please take some of those little glitchy pieces, put it at this end, and this is like just massive right here. Kick drum, sub, a hi-hat, and some glitches. People are gonna be like, no way. And I haven't really heard something that sounds so much like a piano player with a trance producer mimicking their parallel motion on the melody. It's freaking cool, man. This sounds so much better than all the Wookiee clones on it. Yeah, we're going for Outdoor Forest on this one for sure. Super good. So I guess let's check it out from the beginning one more time. So we get the signal of like it's going to be electronic and there's some organic feel to it. I'm just not quite sure how loud to play it until here. Now it comes in nice. Really nice blend between organic and plastic techie, because you know Psytrance can be so, like after 14 hours it can be kind of one-dimensional and plastic, you know? So it's nice to have these organic elements and some pretty cool creative changes. Pivclit, so Basilisk, yeah, I saw him say he's making a new version of the site, but I don't know if that got updated. That was an amazing site with some super cool down-tempo and all kinds of shit in there. I hate to press stop on the track, but we got to move on. 123. Computers rule the world. Is this brand new, brand new? Let me get EQ flat. Ooh, what's happening here? Wait, what? Oh, hold on. Let's see. We played one from Alex already. Let me just see. Oliver's track, I think, was not updated. That's Tony Donats, Stevenos, and Nick Lab. Nick is here, right? Nick Lavely. I do try to play something from everybody who's here all the time. And like not forget my brain, which is inside my head. new stuff, I think. So Alex, I want to run through that one and make sure I get to people. So let's do Nick Lab real quick. Old track, but new for the group. Okay. So Nick Lavalley, and that was cool. I dig the post about what was your first track on Mixotexture. It's really interesting to see how people have evolved and things. Bringing it peaceful. Yeah, man. Correct with that low end, man. Whoa. That snare has something in it that's like either too loud or too like clonk. Is anybody else getting glitchy video? I think I'm still streaming okay. Hey Maxime, thanks for hanging out, man. Beautiful track. What are you guys hearing in the snare? Something with the snare drum felt like either too loud for me or I'm not sure. I like how the kick is nice and soft. It's like, boom. It's like, okay, so snare. Earlier today I talked about just cutting off the tail of the snare so it's a shorter duration. That would be my go-to thing right here to make it more like a crisp little crack instead of like talk. If that makes sense. Going up, I'm getting the signals. I like that little chop on the gap right there. String sample, like that little high frequency melody thing could be a little louder because the mid-range pads are like so big. That was back here at 335, that top melody could be a little bit louder in the mix. Yeah, and that sound that goes chop. That's great. So Nick is making the, I was about to say slow dancing. This is like the booty making music, man. He's like getting in there. Okay, so sidechain compression too much, a little too bouncy. So let's listen to the synth level before the kick comes in. Because too much side chaining can be like the mid-range ducks more than you want it to. And let's skip out to the thick part. It's hard to tell if, like, let me cut the lows completely out and listen to the mid-range when the kick drum hits, and hear if you can hear the mid-range dipping like noticeably when the kick is hitting. It's like the synths pull back, which is good when you have. It's good to do that to get the kick drum absolutely coming through, but it can make it feel like the middle of the mix is getting hollowed out too much, and maybe the side chaining should be more for just the low bass synths. And sometimes you don't have to mid-range side chain your mids and your tops because they're not in the same frequency range at all with the kick. Okay, beautiful vibes though, and this is like, well, I guess the picture says it all, like the Moss. This is Moss music. Cranked the release on the side chain. You mean you cranked it shorter, or you beat matched the release time? So drop the release to really low on that compressor and maybe. All right, so play with that. You guys are fighting it out on compressor tactics. Overall, people love the vibe. And maybe that snare sound, you could try to just replace it with a clap or something different. Try chopping it shorter, maybe pitching it up a little bit. It feels like it's too dark and heavy and kind of like clunk, like clunk. So play around with the snares. Really see if you could get a different snare sound happening. Get the melody sound up a little bit louder after 330. And maybe play with the mix levels a little bit. Bring it back on Saturday and tell all these haters. No, I'm kidding. All right. Yeah, don't take Pivclit out of the dream. That's a bad thing. Stevenos, I think we're coming from the techno world here. Oh, house. Yeah. Yep. Oh, is this the Tribe Called Quest remix? Yeah. Was this how beats, rhymes, and life?
The only thought.
All right, Min, thanks for hanging out. Really nice job on that track, man. Bring that back with the clap.
Once again, Tip.
Yeah, Nick, don't ever fight with a snare. If you're getting that vibe at all, just swap it out. Be like, bye, next snare. So kick drum and the hi-hat and the beat were great at the very opening. Now the bass line synth is a little too quiet. So that bass sound.
Watch me, won't say shit.
Okay, the sub is coming in, which helps, but that first bass line sound could be louder.
Once
Oh,
again,
yeah, Alex.
the only thought.
I know you're not a hater. I'm totally kidding.
Watch me, won't say shit. Watch me, won't say shit.
This one could be louder.
The only thought. Once again, Tip. 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 The only thought.
Okay, the kick drum is too massive. Okay.
The only thought. Once again, Tip. Watch me, won't say shit. Watch me, won't say shit.
I like how the beat is nice and simple. It's just like hitting it. Playing with the synth release time. Riser coming up.
Don't point dip, it once again 5. Don't point dip, it once again 5.
Watch me bust they shit. I would use some more of the vocal sample too, because there's a lot of great lyrics in this track. Okay, bring that hi-hat in right here.
Once again, 5.
Yeah. Yeah, that drop needed the hi-hat right away when it dropped. And the...
Don't point dip, it once again 5. Don't point dip, it once again 5.
This beat, I'm totally happy with that hi-hat, snare, and the kick. Keep it going, so it can be like a simple track. Needs more development, I think. But you got the beat, the sub bass, the synth layer, and some samples, and then some transition effects and stuff.
Once again, dip, watch me won't say shit.
It does need to be glued together a bit more. It feels like there's a bunch of different parts that are kind of they're all happening, but they're not totally connected, especially this riser thing. I hear the coming in, and the synth, like the filter's opening up. If you could open the filter more, extend the release time longer or something to get that synth like freaking out and doing more of like a really like expressive change. And then this riser, it's like,
dip, it once again 5. Don't point dip, it once again 5.
and then that drop, I think the whole beat should come right back in, right when that kick drum hits. But good sounds, good ideas, and good beginning. So bring that back, do a little bit more. Now, Danats, no bud, so sad. Yeah, the vocal in the last track, I like the original, so I want to hear more of those vocals. This low end feels a little murky, a little unclear. Feels like throaty, like kind of. A little more hi-hat, a little louder on the hi-hat. I feel like I need more of the kick drum kind of like compared to the bass line. That's a really good hi-hat here. thought that was an interesting conversation about pasting the 16 bar chunks coming out of the sequencer or something. Kind of gave me a different understanding of how you're building the tracks and layers. So mostly I'm feeling like the kick drum needs to be bigger and the bass chops, the sub bass chops need to be cleaner relative to the kick. Denats is my new favorite house producer. Yeah, totally classic style you can always recognize. That little guitar sample. That's cool. Working the delay, alright. Okay, it's getting a bit repetitive here. Like, I think I need a big breakdown or something. And I think that's because the sub bass thing has been going the whole entire time up until now. Cut that sub, because we had... The sub came in first. Here we had... Where was that last break? Here. The sub thing is going here. Go, 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 go. Which I don't think it needs to be going right there. And then here. Also, don't have that sub just always happening. Because then you can bring it back. And it'll feel nice and deep. And possibly cut that string thing. That's been going for a long time, so I think that could be eliminated at 4 minutes. A break off that little melodic thing. Feel the vocal chops a little more. Because you have a lot of good layers. I'd like to hear that little guitar thing louder and some of those other mid-range sounds and not just have like the same combination of sounds the whole time. Which basically means be more aggressive about muting layers and pushing one sound to the front and muting the other stuff. That guitar. There we go. Alright. Good, doubling up on the vocal. And again, cut the low end chops. Yes. That. Bow, bow. Again, my favorite part is always at like the end of the tracks when people do some new combinations. That's cool. And the double thing, that's good. Definitely, this part's really swinging right here. Okay, so main recommendations are a little more kick drum, tighten up the sub, cut out some layers so you have like really cool sounds pushed to the front and they're not always happening so often, and then cut the sub out from your dropouts or your breakdowns. And we'll just get all the shit that we like without having like blurry transitions kind of. I like that. I like how we're hearing more delay lately. That's good. And then next week, if you can have the ladybug like climb up to the top of the flower. Yeah. Always with a combination of staccato samples. That's a Denat style. Perfect. Good, we got an ending. So this groove right here. That shit is where it starts hitting hard for me. Yeah, cut the sub out of those things. Around here, 4 minutes. What was the opening sound? Yeah. So that opening thing shouldn't be repeating like all the time. We hear it there, we hear it there. there. Doing the minute by minute test. Yeah, that one sample, like when you go through a track and check it like every minute in a house track where a minute could be 32 bars or something, don't have the opening sound continue all the way through every section. We really need that opening sound to get out of the way so some of the other elements can come through. And then here it gets this really cool rhythmic thing where you have other sounds kind of jumping to the front. Track has a lot of love. Like to hear that ending more in the middle. Do you mean the ending where we're at right here? Or do you mean the ending like this? Actually, that does sound like a little bit of a... What's the difference? Okay, here's a breakdown. Or this. What's happening here? The former. The former, I think, was here. Yeah, this part, I don't know what it is. It just feels like the track got real fresh at the end instead of like that repetitiveness. So awesome style. Bring that back for Saturday and essentially try to cut stuff out to make it have the sections each have more definition. In other words, when you go through the track and hit each different drop in each different main section, you should really hear there's a different combination of sounds. It's not the same as it was as the last drop before it. And we've got development happening. Okay, so Tony Ryan, dressing gown. This is so Tony, this is where you want to put different tracks in different threads instead of dropping all your links underneath the link before. And let's see what we got. Pressing play. There we go. 145, I think we'll be done by 2. Nice chords. That sub bass came in a bit loud compared to where the kick is at. Kick is not bad compared to the synths right here, but that sub. Yeah, that big sub note down at A, 55 hertz is a little too loud. And another late clap. There's a clap that's a little bit late. The third one. The third and the fourth claps in your loop are a little bit late. So really quantize the claps. This sound is cool. It's weird that when there's a couple of snare or clap drum beats off time, it really takes you out of the track. It's really important to have the groove like locked in place. The chord progression, the harmonic idea is cool. It's a nice vibe, it's a nice flow. Good sound design, the synths are fitting together nicely. Sub bass a little bit lower, tighten up the claps, and right away that'll make a dramatic improvement. New hi-hat layer, that's cool. And a new drum layer. That's cool. You can really hear that. Yeah, check that out. After the little psst, the little clap is late. Cool. Okay, I want to give really super practical notes that you can act on right away. So take the sub bass volume down, pay attention to the micro timing on the claps to get them all on the same feel. So you could quantize them exactly to the grid, or if they're all like a little bit after the beat, because sometimes the clap sounds good a little bit late, just make them all the same amount so that when we're in the pocket, we feel it and we don't notice that one of them is like a bunch later than the other ones. And that'll be really cool. Alex B, good comment. Sound design and melodic side are beautiful. That's right. They kind of match the color and the feel of that picture, like a nice blue, calm sort of vibe. So bring that back for Saturday. Alex B, computers. I don't know. What happens with the computers? Ooh. Is it me or is that hi-hat too quiet? What is going to happen? Talking to your percussion.
Computers in the world.
Oh, a nice ping pong. Space. Yeah, the hi-hats can come up a bit. It's like super minimal, just like empty.
That's the way computers talk to each other.
All right, here. Feels like you spent more time on the synths than you did on the drum mix. From the variation of synths and the little travelers coming and going, which is cool. So the beats could use a little work to get it really like out and in your face with the hi-hats and snaps and have the synths moving kind of through that. Like that one is nice. It's really crisp and right out in front. Snare is kind of muffled. It's like, so I would get that snare like really out in front, like triangular, you know? Those are awesome. Funk bass. Coming heavy. You know what? This would be a good spot for that 909 ride. Because the crash that came in felt like that, right? Yeah, I would hit that cymbal right in here. That would be cool on this part. What do you make, Alex? What do you do first when you are making a track? Do you go with the bass line and the synths, or do you like do a kick drum and then beats? Or I'm curious about the progression, because it feels like overall the synths are louder than all the drums. Maybe you just got used to listening to the drums and didn't turn them up yet. So we could use a drum mix. The synths, I'm feeling it. They're all interesting and they're popping out at like nice volumes compared to each other. Kicks, hats, percussion, then bass, and then you stack up your synths on top. Yeah.
Would you care for a synth?
synths are last. That's what it feels like, because it feels like the synths, you had mix creep on your synths kind of taken over. So now it's time to go back again and get the beats up. It has this waiting feel of like something's around the corner. It's like I'm gonna jump out. Nice, yeah. That's hit. Doof. Oh shit, Oliver's here. Were you here the whole time?
Now this business about the computers being human, I've learned.
I like how the bass line is so steady. It's like a nice floor. And especially those little the drums, right? They're almost background. It's like like get those popping out loud. That bass line is great. Yeah, that crashes like crazy loud. Yeah, cut the lows on the toms and then jack up the volume on the drum breaks. It's super cool that there's this feeling of like the sub is super like long notes and that string kind of sample. There's like a high and a low thing that are just droning along, and then all in the middle is like faster stuff happening with totally different rhythms. So it's a nice contrast. Yeah, mellow vibes. Like it has a stable mellow vibe, but there's all this interesting shit popping in and out. Cool. I'm glad we got to have a play on this one, because there's when you get the percussion mix up more bright and loud with this combination of synth action, it's going to be really cool. So Oliver, is this updated for today? Took inspiration from Boom Merchant. Okay. I'm not sure if this is a new mix, but let's listen to it anyway, because I always like the OSP music. You're welcome, Alex. Thanks for hanging out till the end and giving so many comments to everybody. It's nice to have you showing up in the group and just jumping right in. For anybody else who wants to join the group and jump right in, here's what you need to do. So first, you need to download Discord for any device. Discord is a separate program that's gives you an internet connection, or I mean, it's like a portal into a whole bunch of other people, kind of like Skype or Zoom. You hear me say this all the time. No, it's not an update. Okay, so I don't feel bad talking over it. And Discord gives you a connection to us in the group where you can chat, hang out, post tracks, get comments, and do all this stuff. And you're not on Facebook. You don't even need your browser open. You can close everything else on the internet except for Discord, and then focus on your tracks and have a place to share them and get feedback on them. And the way you do that is by joining the Track Feedback Crew, which is only $25 a month. This is for people who are making tracks every day, having new mixes every week or more than once a week, and you really want to have some outside input to make sure your mix sounds good. It's easy to make a mix that sounds good in the headphones or that sounds good in your speakers at your house, but what happens when you play it somewhere else? Or what happens when someone else plays it in the club? Or you're trying to publish it and you want to make sure that the master version you publish is going to sound good any place any other DJs play it. Well, that's what you need a community for, to let you know your mix sounds good, your low end sounds good, that it feels the way you want it to feel, and that your mix is translating to all those different sound systems. So the Track Feedback Crew is all about giving you honestly professional feedback on what you're doing, and the emotional support to know that no, your track doesn't suck. Yes, you might be bored with it, but other people still think it's exciting. Don't delete everything and start over. It's worth putting in the time to finish a track. Most of the tracks we hear are seriously 75% done or better. And the people who make them are just kind of full of doubts. Me too, as a producer. I'm always like, I don't know, does this suck? Is it awesome? What happens? What should I do? And everybody else is there to tell you, like, look, do these couple little things and you're gonna take yourself over the hump to get it done. And that's what it's all about. Getting your tracks finished, ready for release, so you can put them out and feel totally confident that other people are gonna get the vibe that you're putting into your music. So if you're interested in doing this, it's $25 a month to join the Track Feedback Crew and get access to all of our Discord channels for feedback and a whole bunch of other stuff. And that's on Patreon. So thank you for watching. Thanks for all the comments and everything, everybody. Alex saying maybe I can dry up the risers a bit. Maybe resonators. Play with it if you want. Yeah. And next up is on Friday, we're going to do production tips where I'll do a little sound design game of taking some sounds that other people shared in the group. I'm going to show you the instruments, show you where to get them, show you what I did with them, and give you some ideas of what you could do with them too. So it's kind of like a little sound design inspiration thing that we're doing. And anybody else who's still watching, please feel free to share your Ableton instruments, effects tracks, presets, or sounds, or resampled audio with us in the Discord group, because you might spark someone else to have a new idea or get them off Netflix and back into Ableton where you belong. And that's what keeps our community strong and going and motivated. Thanks, everybody. Any last questions? Thanks, everybody. All right, hope everybody had a magnetic, unforgettable Valentine's Day. I'm not going to stop until we get this beat back. Got the water in there. All right, here we go. So that little drum break coming in was nice and loud. The beats are hitting, the hi-hats are crisp. Ooh, glitches. Yeah, this is a glitchy track. All right, y'all. You know I hate turning off the music when the tracks are on, but we got work to do. So I'll catch you later. Thanks for watching.